All right. Oh, we are still in the intro screen. There we go. Flawless. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the ARC Tier 2 Canada race. This is the first time doing this intro, so in case you were thinking we had already done it, we had not. And so, yeah, that was that.
Let's just cover, the highlights of what would be an intro. Gore is no longer dead. It's Father's Day. I'm no one's daddy. And Bacon Juice is back. Speaking of daddies, Bacon Juice returning for the first time in 2 seasons to ARC.
Yeah, an unfortunate and untimely departure from Bacon Juice left ARC in utter shambles. And the only savior for that was this really, 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 really attractive dude named Gore. And he just saved the server single-handedly. So hats off to him wherever
Alan
that
Cross
hero is.
really fucking hates him.
Yeah, he's not fond of him, is what I've heard. But also he's just so talented. So, anyways, getting to the actual racing here. Kia, would you like to go over the weather forecast?
Completely fucking dry. Sorry, I mean completely dry. With light overclassed and a bit of proletariat on the side.
Just a little bit of proletariat and a lot of overclassed, it would seem. Yeah, so that's... yeah, so we've got some people looking like they're going to go into the mediums, and definitely some people who are incredibly soft at the moment, so hopefully they... but it looks like Kublai is super hard right now.
Yeah, people have hard-ons, and that would be Kublai at the moment. He's using up all of DRS available to him on the straights, really trying to not put himself in the wall, but he comes close to it anyway. That was a real moment. Heart-stopping. Unfortunately, I do think that will destroy his hopes for a lap.
I was not watching him.
Interesting. Will he...
Stewie already disqualified in the first 2 minutes. Hats off to him.
That's a new record, I think.
I think it actually is. Sorry for the controller disconnected. Yeah, that's pretty magical. You love to see it. You really do. That is the person that Righteous has entrusted to take my spot for the next 3 races in Tier 1. He's an excellent driver. Oh, Kublai C Civ 439. Looks like we've got a role player here, a live action, a LARPer. And so watch out for him.
Just a quick cue. Why is your telemetry like in gray on the street?
What the hell? Let's get that fixed. I apologize for that. Oh, I know what it is. I accidentally stopped Streamlabs. So, no, wait. Why did I just not Streamlabs SimUp? I just launched a second version of Maximum Power.
Listen, I can tell you the production quality only gets better from here. As the Domai sets our first lap of the session with a 109.7. Rad follows up with a 112.2. Don't think those are at all comparable.
All right, so I think we're good. I think we're booling. And so
oh boy.
Yeah. We have a Domi setting a 109.7 out the bat, whoever that is. I think he's a new reserve driver with us. He might have a full seat. I'll be honest, I was not really looking.
Uwe comes in with a 110.9, and Niall with a 110.1 on mediums.
And it is actually scientifically proven, Kia, that the way to pronounce 2 O's and an A is oo-oo-a. That is how syllables, would it be syllables? I'm out of my depth talking to a linguist, so I'm just going to end. ARC Pfeiffer with a 113.1 on soft sword, with a 110.8 on mediums. He's going to be pretty happy with that, but as you said, Niall with a 110.1 on those mediums. That's a pretty impressive lap.
Singh comes across the line with a 110.1 as well on mediums.
Wow.
Niall really, really... with Sandra with a 109.3 on mediums with 13 minutes left in the session. You usually don't see times like that on softs until later in the session, at least for us. That is a mighty, mighty lap.
Not to diminish it, but I think the overclassed is definitely helping. Canada, you really start overheating right where Sandra's going through right now. You're already going to be pretty overheated, and then through this corner, you're going to be overheated, and through the chicane and the hairpin, blah 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 blah. So there's quite a bit of overheating in Canada that this might be helping with. But again, that's a lap. Now I'm going to ride on board with Bacon Juice here as he comes through turn 6 or 7. I have no idea. Didn't get my track map up. And again, the sim hub thing is not working. So I think the issue here, gentlemen, is that my sim hub just keeps crashing for no apparent reason. So that's definitely suboptimal. But I'll try it one more time.
I would say Bacon is taking the carting line, as you could gently see through the menus there, by avoiding all of the apexes. But the truth is, he's just lagging around too much to tell what his line. As he comes on the back straight, it looks like he's depleted all of his energy. He's going into mode 0, and he is not set a time yet. So that's
go
interesting.
Into the pits.
Yeah, he's directly into the pits.
And so the Dami has fitted the mediums. Now I would hazard a guess that those who have already set their time on mediums are going to be going for the soft tire, because that's really the optimal way to use qualifying on harder tires, is to wait until the track is rubbered in. So perhaps they wanted to set a banker lap on mediums and go out then with the softs. Kublai setting a 1:10.4, which is vaguely impressive, considering he has a hard on at the moment. So good for him. The Mercedes boys in 10th and 16th respectively, with Alex not setting a time as of yet. And I'm really struggling to find people on a lap here without Oh! Almost some contact there between Breezy and Pfeiffer, or Zeke, excuse me, and that almost was heartbreaking and a 5-place grid penalty for somebody. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 1, and I'm going through the cameras like a spastic monkey to try to find it, and I can't, so. We've got D's Grills, formerly a Tier 1 driver, made an appearance in Baku, hard to miss, a really eye-opening
explosive.
Yeah.
Explosive is what I was
action-packed.
Considering all of the death and calamity that followed.
Yeah. Same with Sandro, who is currently sitting atop the timing sheets with a 109.3 set on mediums. He is now switched to softs in the pit lane. But we will ride on board with these grills here through the second chicane, I guess it would technically be. I don't know. Any hoozles, he's on the way down into the hairpin, and it's important to start out wide and turn in really aggressively, and he doesn't feel like braking. Very similar to his appearance in Tier 1, but he's heading down the back stretch now. He's going to open up the drag reduction system and head down it's one of the longer straights in the calendar. It's not crazy, though. Hanoi, where
it's
you
no
at?
Baku.
Yeah, it's no Baku. He's going to go through the Wall of Champions actually incredibly well. Making sure he doesn't take any curb on the exit, which is where things can get pretty hairy, and he sets a 1:10.2.
With his DRS open. Did you know that the DRS produces as much energy as a minivan?
I did not. That's Zeke up there with a 109.8. Good for him. I don't think I missed the first race due to my untimely death, but now that I have been, now that I'm back.
Both Zeke and Rad are I don't want to say out of their league, but they're throwing hard for what their reputation is. That's very impressive to see them.
I don't know if I would say that. That's aggressive. I would say Rad has found some confidence after racing the Le Mans 24 hours, and now he's got the confidence. And Breezy just didn't brake for the Wall of Champions there. It didn't look like, and he just went straight into the wall. And that's just not the optimal way to take that, believe it or not. And we've got Solace, that's going to be Robot Devil on the grass there, because why would you go to the inside? He wants to make sure he's very safe. But credit to him not getting in anyone's way, and almost went straight into the wall. He's going to be fairly slow under acceleration. Hopefully there's nobody behind him. I think he's out of fuel. I think that's what it is. Yeah, he's out of fuel, and we've got an Alfa Romeo coming behind him. Sword goes second fastest with a 109.7, so a great lap from him. Only 5/10 off Sandro. Sandro, of course, incredibly fast, but does tend to struggle with consistency. We'll see what he's able to put up this race, but yeah. And then Kublai, I don't think he's set detail fitted best. Yeah, he has not set a lap. Oh, he did. Sorry, set a lap on the medium tires. A 109.8. So not bad.
109.8 is still worse than Sandra's best time in the mediums.
And Blaze goes for and Alex goes for a 109.7 on those medium tires. Of course, as you mentioned, Sandro, who is currently atop the timing, is on those medium tires. And we've got Sin now on an outlap on soft, so I'd like to see what he can do there, and if he can get himself up into that top position. Just depends on how much faster the softs are than the mediums now that the overclassed is a bit gone, and see if Sandro can fight back now that Sandro is also on the softs. And I have to wonder why you would go onto the softs if you're Sandro. You have a 5/10 gap to people on softs and mediums respectively. Why would you not take that counter strategy and be able to stay out long in the first stint? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what his idea is. Although his fastest lap is still on mediums.
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm saying. I don't know why he would.
I can only imagine that he's taking softs as a precaution, and he won't actually set a lap if he feels like he's in the best spot possible.
That being said, the Dami up into second position with a 109.6 completely cuts turn 1 after setting the lap. 3 laps on those medium tires. I would assume he's going to go on to the softs. Otherwise, he has put a ridiculous amount of wear on those 3 flying laps, an in lap and an out lap. Sandro's still in the pits. Sword is in the pits. Zeke and Rad are on out laps here, so we'll see if they can get themselves into even higher positions. Maybe Canada is a very strong track for them, or maybe they've found some pace in the inner parts of their heart as Zeke now comes through the final hairpin here on his out lap. We'll see what he's able to do when he sets it, but I'm thinking as of now we have everybody but the Dami fitted with softs right now, so I don't think anybody's going to go for the mediums. That being said, as you mentioned, Sandro might back out of his lap.
Yeah, because I know that's exactly what I did when I took a set of softs out when I was qualifying last in Canada because I had set a good time on mediums. And I went for a lap. It would have been quick. It might have been pole, but I decided to back out and save 5th position on mediums because strategically it was the best choice.
And you know what they say about strategy?
Race engineers don't know any?
Yes. And so Zeke coming up to some traffic here on his hot lap. Probably not going to be happy to see those. I know I wouldn't be, especially when they're right in the spot where they're at, where they don't feel like they need to pull
that's
over.
actually Rad in front of him.
Oh, okay, so that is
So
Rad
they're
on a
both
lap.
on flying laps.
Very close to each other. Now Zeke looks like he's gotten the measure of Rad on this lap at least.
Oh
He's
no,
getting...
Rad's off ERS, so
Oh, and
he's
there's
gonna need to get out of the
Sandro
way.
goes right. Oh, his lagged out car there almost murdered Zeke, and now Zeke's gonna get a bit of a nice tow, but not probably as long as he would have wanted, phrasing. And so now he's gonna go down the back straight, and he's gonna go into past the wall of champions and finish up his lap. It's really important to take a nice line through here, and it's so inconsistent that I would say it's optimal to take the curves, but if you want to set a valid lap time, it's about a 50-50. So Zeke goes up into 3rd place with a 109.7, still not able to beat the Dami's time on mediums, and of course, Sandro's time.
That is 6 thousandths better than Sword. Which that is an incredibly tight margin for everyone in P3, 4, and 5 actually.
Yeah, and so
all within 200ths of each other.
yeah, and Sword is on a flying lap now, so we can watch his lap and see what he's able to do if he can put himself up into pole position here. He's got a 109.7. If he can get some good improvement from it, he might be able to take provisional pole, and then that'll just depend. I have a feeling that Sandro is not going to back out of his lap. I think he's going to set it and regret it, but we'll see. As
and he comes
Sword...
close to contacting the wall, actually.
Yeah, that was Sandro or Sword?
Sandro.
Oh, okay, yeah, we can watch our pole man. We can watch our resident pole man, and so he's going to come through. That looked really slow for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe I just turned in at a weird point, but he's going to open up
And
the
he's
driver's
actually out
action
of
system.
energy.
That's... Sandro
Doesn't
just...
back out.
Did Sandro just set a lap for you?
Yep.
Because for
Sandro
me, he's
set a
just
lap.
coming through the Wall of Champions right now.
Interesting.
I see his time on the screen, but he's not... He's...
Yeah, so he's set a 109.0. Very, very interesting.
As I said,
And I can
he
see,
was
I
set
can
it.
see on the stream exactly what you see.
Yeah.
So,
So...
oh boy, he's
Blaze-
for me,
yeah.
he's in an entirely different sector right now.
And you just love to see it. Robot Devil retires from 19th position, sorry. And Bacon Juice, unable to break the 112s, but he's coming down the backstretch now with 8% energy. This guy's a map. Someone's in the Wall of Champions. That's Robot Devil
Yeah, that
sitting
is.
in the Wall of Champions.
That's what the backout was. So let's see if we can see. It was Breezy who just passed by him.
Yep.
Yeah, that is absolutely into the wall of champions. Probably knocked one of those Armco barriers out. I'm gonna follow along with the other Williams. I just realized that'd be Sandro, and he's into the pits.
Yeah, and we've got Radical Aardvark now, 2 minutes and 55 seconds left in the session. He's gonna cross the line to start his final flying lap. I would guess. I don't think there's any way for him not.
And there's
Comes through
a
turn one.
racing point coming
Yep.
out of the pit.
And so, Rad really missing the apex of turn one there. You want to have your wheel almost all the way up towards the grass. He doesn't. We'll see what he does here. Again, you want to be close to the grass, but he favors the grass on exit. Again, just demanding a lot more from the tires and having to slow down in the middle of the apex, and not the optimal way to take it, but he does it without line, so I'm not going to judge him for it. Comes through here, keeps a really nice and tight line. You want to use a little bit more track than that. You want to run out all the way wide so that you're not demanding as much from the tires, easier to accelerate. Comes through here, really misses both apexes there, unfortunately, so I don't think this is going to be a great lap for him, as he's coming into the hairpin now. Again, it's important to start out wide here, keep braking a straight line as much as you can, and just kind of throw the car in tight, and he does an excellent job of that, and Wright just
Until
fires
he
it
hits
right
the
into the
wall.
wall. And unfortunately, there was not a Red Bull there to give wing damage and win Gore the race, so just for it to be taken away off a stupid penalty, but no matter. And we've got Kublai there taking the esports line, it looks like, through turn... God, I really should have looked up a track map for this. I did not. I have literally zero idea of what turn number
Well,
is
it looks
what.
like Kublai's we're trying to warm up his tires a bit, so he either doesn't know the dangers of overheating your tires in sector 1, or he's about to Ericsson it into a wall. Sorry, a Grosjean who gets hit by Ericsson into
Now, Kia, we have a teammate alert here as Van is right behind Kublai onto the backstretch. Could this be orchestrated? Nope, Kublai just speeds away with zero regard of giving his teammate, who is on a flying lap, the DRS.
I think you have that backwards.
Do I have
Kublai
that
who's the one
backwards? I do
behind.
have that backwards. There you go. I just saw the two orange cars and was like,
They're actually papaya?
the more you know. And so Kublai's going to come into the wall of
Oh
champions
yeah,
to start
look
his
at
lap.
that. You can see the Armco coming into the off-track area there. That's definitely popped out of the wall and could take a tire if someone takes the wall of champions a bit too risky.
So yeah, Kublai, again, kind of missing the apex of turn one, but doing a good job, not quite getting his tires far. And someone is sitting in the middle of that. That's going to be Solace, who appears to be not giving a single explicit, and so Kublai able to clear that with relatively no issue, but really just poor spatial awareness from Solace there. And so, yeah, that's pretty magical. And we...
Listen, here's the thing, viewers. We're no longer FIA. We can just give snap judgments. Don't be surprised if I call for someone's league ban in this race. It's just too fun.
Secret tires from the session. Hopefully, I think I see a yellow flag, so that might have been in the wall somewhere. Nope, it's just on track in the second sector, and that compromises D's Grill's flying lap. Now he knows how that feels. And so we've got Kublai on the back straight. He's going to be coming up to the wall of champions, and we'll see what he's able to do. There's a car on the way there, but it looks like he's going to go straight to the pits now. Cuts through the chicane there. Opens up the DRS, does a great job of saving his energy for the line, puts it in overtake, and crosses the line with a 109.1, about 400ths away from Sandro.
And Sandro's actually retired, so he isn't going to be able to improve. Dees is the only one who could realistically take this.
And he
Niles
already got
no,
impeded.
Niles coming into, and Sword is looking like he might finish a lap. Van, no idea what he's doing. Yeah, it looks like Sword is the only one who could finish, but he's very, very low on energy, so this is not going to be a good time because he's going to run out before the chicane.
And for those of you who don't know, we're not talking about derating, literally running out. I don't know how that happens. He's going to finish 9th. That's pretty brutal to be in 9th or 10th there. You'd really want to be in 11 to get the fresh tires around here in
Absolutely.
Canada. Niall in the pits, Kia's favorite. Same with Van. Both going to drag the lobby out just a little bit longer. You love to see it.
I do love to see it because it gives me more time to shit on race engineers, as I love to do. You know, throwback to last stream. And it's really true. If you have a race engineer, please consider the fact that they don't know more strategy than you do. So you're both going to make equally garbage decisions.
All right. With that in mind, let's talk Vic Roy here. Victory Royale. Who is going to walk away today a champion or a race winner of a...
Sandro and Kublai, they're both such determined, hard racers. They're just too hard hard dudes doing hard racing. I think they're going to crash each other out, so that leaves them completely out of the question.
Well, no.
I think Alex or Dees could make a real good comeback here. The dummy, he's a dark horse. Haven't seen him before.
Let me frame it. Let me put it this way to you. We have seen Kublay's his determination, his skill
to put it in a wall,
to create a bond with that person in front of you. Flashback to Germany, Tier 2, 2 seasons ago at this point, where he formed a, quote, non-aggression pact, unquote, with a driver from another team who was starting in front of him as my Steam overlay is on, and you can see said person actually just loaded up F1, and they ended up crashing into turn 1. That being said, Sandro has got the pace, but I don't think I have ever seen him do a race without crashing. No disrespect intended, besides for the disrespect that I just intended. And so we will see what he's able to do. He really is incredibly, incredibly quick, very fast, but I think he does have trouble racing wheel to wheel, but we'll see. That was almost 5 days ago. Plenty of time to improve. Kublai, if he's not using line, but I have a feeling he is. Hopefully he'll be a bit more consistent, but there is always room for accidents here in Canada, turn 1. And so the formation lap, the lights are out instead of going too green, because that would be a ridiculous feature to put in and make it realistic. I mean, can you imagine? That would be wild. So we've got an interesting starting grid. I think, as you said, rightfully, that Dees and Alex are in a great position for the win. And of course, with a two-stop strategy here, the chance for a safety car to make or break your strategy is that much bigger. You've got two main opportunities for it.
We could always just dive back into a 2011 Canada situation where there are so many safety cars that we actually just straight up say, well, we've run out of time, and end the race right there. You know what? We didn't actually talk about our predictions for safety cars. Canada is, I think a lot of people don't understand how tight this track is. There's not a lot of, big runoff in most of the turns where you expect a lot of collisions. So, the collisions that do happen, they're likely to result in DNFs. They're likely to bring out SCs or VSCs. I think that, race strategists who are useless should really consider the fact that maybe their strategy isn't the winning one on its own, but it could set them up really good to capitalize on SC, especially if you're in the back of the field. You might consider going for a strategy that's more geared towards making pit stops at random times, such as taking multiple sets of softs rather than a medium to soft. A soft to soft medium, something like that.
Absolutely. That's a great point. And it really is, as you said so rightfully, it is deceptively tight in certain corners. Where you would expect collisions, there really is no runoff. And Kublai really leaving Sandro out to dry there gave him a 9-second gap. And just slow down at the end and let Sandro go straight to the grid. It's a class act move. That being said, Sandro is still DQ'd for me, so I have a feeling. Do you see the red X on him on your screen?
I do not. No.
Well, we are in for a treat here. We are in for a treat here because
it's always nice when Cody's has a 1 minute and 46-second gap to P7 on the grid.
All right, and so we are ready to get underway here in Canada. It's 5 lights on. It's lights out and away we go here. It's a great start from Sandro. Not that I could tell because I have a feeling he's DQ'd, but he gets a great run into turn 1. The Dami looking down the inside of Kublai, but I don't think he's going to be able to make the move stick as Kublai's now got the inside to turn 2. We got the Mercedes of Blaze Alex getting past Dee's grills there pretty easily, and now Dami's fighting Sandro into turn 3. Looks like, oh, Sandro gets spun for me, but I don't think that's actually going to be on anybody else's screen.
No.
Kublai now following. He's just getting dragged along. His car is just getting dragged along by everybody else for me. And that's a yellow flag in Sector 1.
Already dead.
Yeah, that's going to be... Sorry, who is?
Sandro. On your screen, he's already dead, but in my screen, he's still in P1, leading the race. Real enjoyable experience, Cody's.
And so Kublai's looking for a move on Dami now into the hairpin here. Dami's covering the inside. Kublai goes around the outside here. He's going to try to make the move stick. Dami locks up a little bit and loses the rear end, but it's actually going to allow him to turn much sooner and get the power down.
And that's giving a really good opportunity for Blaze Alex to really recover some ground to these guys. And maybe
this is going to be really interesting into the chicane here. Sorry to interrupt you, Kia, but this is going to... If Dami sends it, and he doesn't, but Blaze Alex does send it, backs out of it at the end of it there, so Kublai able to get the position on Dami. We come through here, we've got D's Grills, Zeke in the same position. Sandro sets the fastest lap and has now brought himself back up into first position on my screen on the timing, but is just coming through the hairpin now. So, yeah, Blaze Alex looking like he's got the pace over Dami, maybe not Kublai. D's Grills not far behind at all, and Zeke able to keep very close as well. Sin, our previous race winner, is down in 7th position now, so hopefully he can make up some positions for his championship hopes. And we've got...
I do believe we have his race engineer in chat. Hey, Mr. Chipsy, could you tell us if Sandro is in the lead or at the back? Thanks.
And so we've got Stewie there, threw it into a wall and gets passed by Rad, who absolute terrible first lap for him. That's a bummer. He was up into a great position. And so, yeah, Blaze Alex looking like he's going to have the move on the Dami now as he gets the power down. But Dami actually gets a much better exit there, and so he's going to be looking to get it into the Wall of Champions. But, of course, no DRS for these first 3 laps, so I think he's going to struggle with it, especially if he's not able to get the traction in those key zones.
And Blaze has completely depleted his energy. Well, not completely. He's down to 30%, whereas Dami's doing some significant energy management, up to 50% coming out. And Kublai sets the fastest lap, and he's right on the tail of Sandro coming into turn 2 here. I know you can't see this, but Sandro, yeah, he's got about 4/10 gap.
I'm just gonna. Sorry, everybody on the stream. I feel like I should leave and just rejoin and see if that fixes it, but I'll give it another 2 laps so we don't miss all the action here. And we've got Zeke, actually pretty far off. Sorry, D's Grills on the back of Blaze Alex and the Dami. So they're all looking pretty equal on pace. I think we're going to see a great fight between these guys. The Dami seems unable to keep up with Kublai, and Sandro, of course, just crossing the line now on my screen.
The next move I think we're going to see is probably from Madman on Sin, or Sin onto Zeke.
Oh, yeah, already, as Madman's now going to try to go alongside. Sin holding the inside into the hairpin. Madman's going to try to hang it around the outside here, and Sin just moves incredibly under braking and almost pushes Madman off the track there. That was very suspect, very late, and very dangerous, but Madman able to keep it on the track and doesn't seem to have damage now as we run into the Wall of Champions.
You hear that,
Chipsy? Into the Wall of Champions, Madman on the inside. I think he's got this position pretty easily, and yeah, he does into the Wall of Champions there. Sin actually getting a bit loose on the exit, almost throwing it into the wall here with DRS enabled now. Blaze Alex is going to try to make up those positions on the Dami, but as you rightfully said, the Dami managing energy just far superior to what Blaze Alex is doing, and D's as well.
Now, will the with the position loss from Sin and maybe a confidence loss as well, will the Alfa Romeo team, and maybe Chipsy can answer this for us, will they call team orders and ask Sin to let Sword by to get on with attacking Madman, or are they just going to play it out like a normal race?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question, and only time will tell, but I do want to see if D's Grills or Blaze Alex, if any of these guys can make a move, because it's looking like they're fairly equal on pace, but again, Alex using wing
sorry,
lane.
it does look like Kublai's going to make a move on Sandro here, and I think, yeah, into the hairpin, he does
goes
get the move
down
done.
the inside and shows that ghost, or the air who's boss on my screen. So Blaze Alex 3/10 off of the Dami right now. He's going to open up the drag reduction system, get that extra minivan behind him, and put it into gear. He's coming down the back straight now. Is he going to... Oh, Dami moves to cover the inside. Great defending from him. Now Alex, I'm pretty sure he picked up a warning for that because it looked like he actually took the turn properly, which of course is a no-no. The Dami holding onto the inside there, swerving back to the outside, now covers the inside again. Blaze Alex trying to fit it down the inside, cuts the track a little bit. The Dami leaving him just about enough space, but then locking up Blaze Alex, kind of putting it on the grass there to do a pseudo switchback, not able to get it done. The Dami now goes back to the inside, back to the outside, and some interesting defending there. Some interesting maneuvers from him. Maybe it just looks really bad from my camera angle, but that looked a bit dicey at best. I don't know what you saw there, Kia.
Honestly, not much. This broadcast cam is not doing any favors to any.
Yeah, so also a huge issue for Alex is he is not saving energy with this DRS. He's really, he's down quite low, and once he gets in front,
Also,
I think Dami's just going to be able to easily take him back.
I think he's just accruing warnings as well. The way he took that last fast left right is not the way I think you'd want to take it. And yeah, he's not only collided with the Dami, but he's had to pump the brakes into the hairpin, indicating that there's an error in his braking strategy here.
And Dami all the way on the inside covering that. D's Grills, why is my, sorry for my controller double tapping. And so this isn't Zombieland, is it? But and Alex going through there almost collects the wall there as him and Deez are just still in pursuit. Now it's saying
It
Sandro's
looks like
back at the
Solus.
first.
Solus has dropped 2 spots, and Toro Rosso completely cuts the chicane, and that is Van Beats into the pits.
Yeah, Solus not having a great race so far, but still plenty of time to make up for it. And we've got, yeah, I don't want to leave because there's so much action going on, but I feel like it's a bit unfair to Sandro and Kublai, who are not, you know, it's just incredibly confusing. But I'll give it another few laps here as Blaze Alex again, now falling back actually from the Dami, but still his energy management is just not quite there, and he's seems to be really struggling with that, and just completely cuts the corner there. That's going to be a 3-second penalty, or apparently not.
Absolutely.
Maybe
Well,
it
it's
just
at
didn't
least
flash
a
up in
warning.
time. Yeah, for sure. Like Sidark picks up a 3-second penalty. Deez Grill's going super late on the brakes into the hairpin, actually able to get it much faster as Alex kind of loses the rear end there under braking, and I think Deez is going to be able to get him here with superior acceleration. He's going to open up the drag reduction system, which of course Blaze Alex does not have anymore on the Dami. I was going to say he does. Alex now saving energy, knowing the move is coming.
And
Deez Grill's...
also going for a move, sorry, on the racing. Both of the
Yep.
Ferraris go for 2 moves.
Oh, and Blaze Alex ducks it into the pits there. As the Dami, I just see an end plate coming off the Wall of Champions as he was briefly into it there. So I think the Dami picked up some wing damage there. At least an end plate gone. Deez Grills was going to get the move done. Madman, as you said, going for a move, but wasn't quite
completely
able
under
to
the
make
radar
it.
as well. Kublai into the pits, and he's down into 8th.
I think this is as good as time as any for me to leave and rejoin.
Absolutely.
So we will get that underway. I apologize, everybody. I don't know. I don't think I've had that glitch before. It's
For now, enjoy radio commentary. Imagine you could see this. There's the Toro Rosso following a papaya. As they come
Wow.
into to the end of Sector 1 and to the first DRS straight, they're nowhere close anymore.
And
Come
Donnie
on.
has just put in chat, GG's, man. I don't know what that means. And Radical Aardvark is leading the race. So I'm glad to see that this has worked. Now we've got Nile, Solace. Okay, I think it's starting
Alright,
to flow down.
Should I? Okay, if this doesn't resolve itself, I'll just start my stream.
I think we're good now. Read me off your top 3. Sandro goes into the
Sandro,
pits.
Dami, and Deez.
Okay, Dami just overtook Sandro.
And
Sandro
Deez
went
is into the pits. Madman up
Yeah,
into
alright,
3rd.
we're good. We're good now. We're good.
All right. I hope so.
Yep.
Masters of Code.
Code Masters of Code. Yep. That's absolutely epic Fortnite gamer moment here as Madman up into 2nd position, up 9 positions, and OOA up 10 positions. If a safety car happened right now, those gentlemen would gain quite a few positions, and I cut out right as Madman almost lost it. Those tires
Ooh.
are not looking good. He is absolutely fishtailing it. Looks like he's driving in the
Yeah.
wet there. And
That
I think
is
it's-
he's peaking on 120s on the rear. Not even mid corner. That is mid braking zone. So that's not even at the moment of maximum Q, the moment of maximum pressure on those tires. So
yeah, and
he's
I
really
think
struggling here.
I think something's off with his rear wing, or his setup, because he's only at 45%. He should not be having fishtailing at that point. But Sandro picks up a 3-second penalty, as the Dami, I would assume, goes into the pits now. He's got that wing that's no bueno. He's losing time to Kublai and Sandro respectively.
Uwe on the mediums up into 4th position. That's an interesting spot for him to be. He hasn't stopped yet, of course. He's 7 lap old mediums.
So Madman goes into the pits, but the Dami stays out another lap. So I guess waiting for a safety car to maybe get that wing change for free as Kublai comes through the Wall of Champions now. And Sandro, is he that far off him? Or I think the intervals are screwed up because people went into the pits. So we'll have to see just how far off Sandro is from Kublai. But it was looking like almost 5 seconds. No, okay, it's about 2 seconds. He's got OOA in between them. OOA, of course, not going to pit yet on those medium tires and going to be able to go into the softs at the end to try to possibly set that fastest lap, or he'll try to split the stint and put it in the middle. Who knows? The Dami actually gained a little bit of time on Kublai that lap on his soft tires, so maybe staying out was the right call for him, but it looks like he's just lost all that time and then some, and of course is going to be almost 15 seconds down. Or how long is the pit lane in Canada? It's a pretty short one, isn't it?
Ooh, just Sandro has to cut the
Yeah.
corner into the fast left right. Almost rear ends Uwe there. And I think Sandro's getting a bit impatient with these moves. He tucks in behind for the hairpin, but just barely as they fight on exit for traction. and it looks like Sandro might get the better run out, especially with the newer tires. I would be surprised if he loses this. Yeah. Uwe tucks behind. The pit lane in Canada is about 23 seconds.
He almost goes right into him and picks up a 3-second penalty for having to cut the corner. Try to brake normally whilst behind somebody, which is just not the way to do it. Dami stays out yet another lap. Kublai has closed the gap almost 2.6 seconds in that last lap. So
at this rate, the only safety car Dami's going to get
oh,
is
Zeke
him
spins out.
crashing into the wall.
Zeke spins out there into turn 1 and finds himself into the pit lane, essentially, or the exit of the pit lane, sorry, and comes back on the track and is breezy. Oh, that's Stewie. Sorry, that's Stewie. Yeah, that was not a safe rejoin there. We got a beautiful 4K aerial shot of that. That was epic. Stewie, I think, actually just lost an end plate to that. So he's not going to be happy with that.
Unfortunate all around.
Yeah, although actually my sim hub's not showing that he has any wing damage, but it visually.
He also doesn't have any tire wear.
Okay, so
his telemetry is off.
Got it. That'll do it. Okay. Oh, we had a little epic shot there of Madman through the back of his car, and Blaze Alex.
And Dami's finally into the pits.
All right, so we'll keep track and see where he comes out, but I do want to see if Blaze Alex can get past OOA. Probably not on this straight, but he is within DRS, so he should get it on the next straight. I'm not quite sure why he didn't get it on that straight, but like Sid Hart retires from the session, yellow flag VSC. So that is actually going to help the Dami. The Dami's staying out.
Wow.
Played wonderfully.
I mean, the advantage wasn't great, and he's onto the hards. Questionable strategy, really, but he's at least profited from the VSC in a pretty minor way, honestly. Coming out in 8th. It's like 2 or 3 positions ahead of what he would have come out
Well,
in.
back up
Actually,
into 6 now, yeah.
Yeah, he splits the Ferrari and the Alfa. That's great, actually.
But he might have to run him by. I think Madman wants to be let by. Unfortunately for Madman, the way it works is you do not have to adhere to the virtual safety car rules whilst within the white line bounds of the pit lane. You can reach maximum speed, a la Sebastian Vettel in Australia 2018. So he can keep that position in real life. I don't know if the game's going to give him a 3 or a 5-second penalty for it, but certainly that is
and
how
the
real
VSC
life
is
will work.
over.
And yeah, just think about that. With the VSC, we have had these 3 cars come out this close together. Obviously, it was neutralized, but that's ridiculous. With DRS back enabled, I think we're going to see some action here as the Dami cold tires didn't get him warmed up, and he just came out of the pits now, locks up into the hairpin. He's got the power down, but I think he's going to be safe from Deez Grill, or I think Deez Grill's going to be safe from him. And it looks like he does actually have enough power to get away from Madman, who is on mediums, though. I might have been mistaken. It looks like Deez Grills is not safe at all, and wow, that was very close. Dami taking the position through the wall of champion.
Pretty close to contact there, and I do wonder how Dami's going to feel with these hard tires fighting 2 mediums. The Ferraris are battling each other for position.
Yep, Madman just sent it down the inside there.
And Stin wants a piece of this. Oh, wow, this is going to be a real Foster Cluck if I've ever seen one. And Sid is finally left the session after retiring. I don't know. Did we see if he retired in the pits? I couldn't see
the
car on track.
VSC, so
yeah.
There was a VSC as soon as he retired. Deez Grills, I think he's going to be in trouble now as Dami's able to slip away and Deez loses DRS. Madman now with the DRS. Please don't. Oh, that would have been really bad. You hate to see the Ferraris fight. I have PTSD from Singapore.
Oh, I would have yelled Forza Ferrari as loud as I could.
And so Deez Grills looking to defend to the inside here and then switches back to the outside there. But of course that is a turn, so it wasn't moving twice, I don't think. And so Madman actually struggling to get the power down. Sin might be in the optimal position now as he's got the power down. He's going to open up the drag reduction system. He just absolutely puts the throttle down on that Karen minivan, and he wants to talk to the manager. As Madman's going to go to the inside. Oh! Slides back under braking, and that's kind of a Hamilton-Rosberg Hungary situation. I'm not sure the legality of that. As Madman lifts off, he does not want to fight his teammate there. But
they do anyway!
So he lifts off, and then inherently also lifts off the brakes, and almost goes straight into the back of him there. Sin, probably not sure what he's looking at here. He's got a blockade of Ferraris between him and P5. So he's going to want to clear these guys as fast as he can, and it looks like he's got the pace, especially if these guys keep fighting, especially if Deez stays in front. Deez clearly the slower of the 2 Ferraris, at least at the time being, as Madman. Yeah.
Madman picks up grass on the exits. That's going to slow him down massively, but Sin doesn't get the best exit, and he's going to fall out of DRS range if he doesn't recover in the next 2 or 3 corners.
Yeah, as you said, that grass really gonna hurt him on that exit. Doesn't stay for too long though as we go into the hairpin here. D's looks like he's got a fairly decent gap. I don't think it's gonna be good enough to protect, especially if Madman gets a better exit, and it looks like he does not. So, I still think this is too long of a straight with DRS. Oh, but nope, mode 0 for Madman. Up to 95% energy. Sin is using his energy and actually falling back a little bit, and we have the rev
And
glitch. So
Deez is almost completely out. He's on 22%, and he's falling. I think this is Madman to lose here.
Yeah, I really think they should switch. Let Deez, if they're really playing the team game, now let Deez charge, because Madman is literally at 100% and afraid to use his energy because he'll get too close to his teammate. Almost loses the car there as he gets his rear tire on that rumble strip and doesn't want to accelerate quite as well. Sin, the rev glitch, absolutely killing me. The Dami picks up a 3-second penalty. These grills.
The Dami's actually within striking range of his own teammate here, so this is going to be a double weighted team fight between Ferraris with an Alfa straggling in the back and two Red. And it looks like Dami's actually going to go for a move on the next turn here in the fast left.
And he does get past
and he
him.
Just barely.
And VSC.
VSC again. My God.
We have another virtual safety car. No retirement though, so I'm not sure what that was caused by. That's interesting. But the Dami able to keep that position, and for those of whom know how to cheese the safety car, I don't think a lot of people in Tier 2 do. And I'm just looking. I don't see anybody in a precarious situation as of now. Sandra though, within 1.3 seconds of Kublai, so this race is in no way over.
Do you think Uwe could benefit from a pit right now? He's on 13 lap holds off. So it's a bit early to call it right now, but
I think he
he's
would.
definitely.
Yep. Oh, and he's speeding in the pit lane for sure.
Yep.
That was really fast. Kublai picked up a 3-second penalty. We're back racing now. These girls getting a better getaway, but Sin probably getting the best getaway to the 3. Pretty close on the back of Madman. Sorry, I just can't ride on board with it. The revs are killing me. And we've got these girls also for the people in chat. I apologize for that. Madman really going to be looking for that move on these girls, and I think the Dami is pretty safe from these guys, especially if they're fighting. Blaze Alex 7 seconds off, Sandra 1.2 seconds off the lead. So this battle for the lead, I think, is going to go down to the final few laps, or at least the final pit stop. So, but we'll see what Sin, Madman, and Deez can keep us entertained. I still don't know why they're not switching. Maybe they're not communicating, but Madman is literally at 100% energy, and he's getting a bit pressured by Sin. I don't know why at this point you wouldn't say, here, let me get past you.
Sorry to interrupt, but Sword and Zeke are fighting viciously in the past 2 corners. Coming into the hairpin now, I imagine Sword's shows some restraint, doesn't go for a dive, but he just got repassed by Zeke after not making a move stick. So I imagine in the next straight, although he does have a fairly poor exit on this DRS straight, he doesn't even deploy his DRS in time, and he's not using energy, so Sword isn't looking for a move at any point soon. Whereas, oh wow, Sin has closed the gap.
Yeah, Sin has really closed the gap. Yep. I don't think he's going to go down the inside. And again, why? I don't know why Madman is saving his energy at this point. Get past him if you're getting pressured like that. I really don't understand what's going on here, but
it's the Ferrari master plan.
Yeah, that Ferrari master plan. And Bacon Juice picks up a 3-second penalty. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 1. Let's see who that's for. If we can see somebody in the wall, that'd be epic.
I believe that would be Pfeiffer pulling over to let the faster cars by.
And so, because that's how blue flags work, you always want to pull out a yellow as well. Thank you, Codemasters. And Madman, really, yeah, he's just not making any progress. And he's saving his energy. He's in mode 2 right now. You've got 87%.
Not only is he not making progress, but he's being forced to take more sloppy lines to because either the dirty air or he's just under pressure following his teammate and not wanting to challenge him too much.
All right,
but he's picking up a lot of dirt.
He's in mode 3 now, still not mode 4 free, and he's down into mode 1. Oh, Madman, what are you doing? Oh man,
he is a madman for not passing his teammate.
This is really, really, really interesting. Sandra's lost the second to Kublai, so I might have misspoken. I think Kublai's fairly secure in this, and we've got another yellow flag. That's Pfeiffer speeding in the pit lane. That yellow flag is going to be Sword.
0 left.
So Pfeiffer retiring, but Sword missing almost all of his wing. I think he lost it in the Wall of Champions. He was stopped entirely on track there. Yeah, look at that. That is 83% on that left front wing. That's really tough, especially to do the turn after the pit lane. That's pretty brutal. And that one's got to sting a bit. So let's go back to the non-fight fight between Madman, Sin, And Deez, you mentioned that Sword and Zeke were fighting very viciously. Obviously, that took a bad turn there somewhere as Deez gets really out of shape out of the second chicane, and then I think Madman lifts off. What? Oh my goodness, Madman. Don't know why he was lifting off there.
Oh,
This
is he
is
gonna go for the move down? It was wide open. He could have gotten the traction out of the hairpin, but no.
and no action with
Madman
the
is
traction here.
hesitant
Now
on
he
the
is
throttle.
in. He is now in mode 4 with the DRS. I think he's getting past here as Deez Grills is just a sitting duck. He's going to swerve to the inside here. He's got the inside for the Wall of Champions, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, he's way more than ahead. Deez Grills slots in behind his teammate, with Sin now able to pressure both of those. Of course, Deez still not having the DRS. He really kind of got screwed by that, and we'll see if Sin can send it down the inside here. No, Sin lifts off a little bit and doesn't want to go for a move there, as Deez gets super out of shape there, braking really late into turn 2. Kind of losing the rear, but Sin not able to capitalize. Hopefully Madman, for his sake, can get away from that pretty quick. Deez picks up a 3-second time penalty. That's an unfortunate situation.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate for them, and I think, you know, if we could listen to Ferrari Team Radio right now, it would probably be Pronto Deez, Bottas, and they're probably just going to use Deez as a giant roadblock to stop Sin from coming any
So
closer.
stopping Sin from getting close to your teammate, Kia, that's something you know all about. Would you like to?
It is.
Would you like to?
So the key is to lift off on corner entry, and then when he gets close, just sandbag it the entire way through the apex. And the second he's close enough to you, like right now, you would just lift off, wait for him to come really close to contact, and then just speed away at full power. And it's really great for messing with their mind. It's honestly, it's probably akin to waterboarding. Not sure how it stacks up against the Geneva Conventions. As oh my god, that was a late move by Deez to cover off Sin. Sin went for the inside into the chicane, but that was a insanely late move from Deez, and I am not sure that Sin's going to be very happy about that as he gets the move done through the start finish.
Yeah, that was absolutely.
Jesus.
That was ridiculous. We caught it on the cinematic there a little bit, but I cut away.
Race ban.
Yeah, that was not great racecraft, which is absolutely from Deez. I mean, this is my shocked face. And we've got Sin, 1.7 seconds is what they've lost. So Madman actually really able to pull away. So a great job from Madman now that he's gotten past his teammate to really pull away. And I think he's pretty secure for now, especially with Sin out of DRS and still fighting with Deez, who actually got really close through that corner. I think he's, maybe, as you said, if he is trying to hold him up, he's going to deplete all of his energy to just get past and slow him down that much more, but only time will tell.
And just to let you know, the gap between Madman and the Dami before all of this infighting started, I believe at one of the VSC restarts, was, I believe, 1.9. So not only has the Dami benefited massively from this Ferrari infighting, but even after the infighting, Madman is not able to recover any time to him. He's actually losing about 1 second a lap.
Yeah, and Dami is on those hard tires, so Madman definitely struggling with pace here. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 3. I think that's going to be for Breezy. Yeah, Breezy was off on the exit of the hairpin there onto the grass. I don't think there was any damage, though.
Does the Dami have to pit again? No, right? He went soft to medium, so we can't see his tire wear. But I don't think he'll have to pit again. I know the guys in front of him will. Is 10 seconds a big enough gap to be able to, you know, eke it out for 15 laps against people with fresher tires? Because everyone else has to pit, right? It's a two-stop strategy. I'm really, really curious to see how far he can push these hards in terms of tire performance. I think the Dami is probably in a really good spot to maybe win the Grand Prix.
Yeah, I think he's really gonna struggle to get these tires to the end. I think we might actually see a puncture on the hards if he tries. We're talking about.
You know all about punctures in Canada.
I do, double puncture. Yep. On the soft tires though, but I don't think I've ever seen somebody puncture on the hard tires. But 24 laps
Sandro's into
in
the pits.
Canada. I just don't think that's doable. And Sandro goes on to hards. Oh, for the.
That'll be a heel style going on to the intern, is what I would call
We
that.
have seen some interesting strategy here, ladies and
You know
gentlemen.
what? You know what it probably was? I don't think he had any more soft sets.
But you don't even. No, you started on the soft, so you go soft, medium, medium. He just did 13. Now it would have been 14 laps on the mediums, and he only has 14 more to go. Why would you think you can't do that?
All right.
You know what? No point in analyzing it.
I know. He gets one free set of mediums for his we're watching, or I'm at least watching Dami fighting with Blaze.
Yes.
and Blaze takes up a 3-second time penalty. But he gets one free set for his qualifying, which he used and then discarded. So he doesn't have a brand new set because you only get one new set of mediums, and he didn't bring. He probably didn't
if
bring
he's
the
not doing the
mediums into the
harder set,
race because he didn't have the two. Because he didn't use 2 sets of softs.
Just a reminder to everybody.
Oh my god, that is
Yeah.
a huge lift
Oh,
from Tommy.
and Robot. Robot ain't
That
world
was-
champions, but Ghost
that was the
Tommy's
sequence
gonna be
of
looking.
events.
Yeah, Tommy's gonna be looking for the lead now, and he is into the lead of this race, but really loses the rear end there. And Blaze kind of again with the pseudo switchback, but not able to make the switchback as Tommy puts his car in the perfect position there, and he keeps the position. So he has to do. Kublai, sorry, pitted, and now comes out in 3rd position. 4 seconds off. No, I don't think the Dami can hold him back. Well, he might now because Kublai just picked up 12% wing damage there, coming straight out of the pits. Sin picks up a 3-second penalty. That was pretty magical.
So just to throw out there, Dami has 3 seconds penalties. Blaze has 6 seconds penalties. Kublai also has 3 seconds. So he's got a lot of laps to contend with Kublai. I don't know if he'll be able to win. I think Kublai probably has this, as your camera is looking backwards from its engine cover. Masters of Code!
I'm glad you noticed that. I was just leaving it on there. We have fun here in Tier 2, gentlemen. We have fun here. You don't come
I genuinely believe, actually there is a close cap, so we should switch to Stewie as I monologue about. I genuinely believe that Tier 2 is the funnest category to not only race but watch. These guys are competent drivers. They're really good when they want to be. The problem is sometimes they choose walls over wins, and that creates really, really interesting races. And you have a top echelon of these guys who are very good drivers, and then you have a midfield who are also good drivers but choose to limit themselves with assists or don't get to practice, so they're a bit rusty and they are more prone to mistakes. But even the guys who are at the top of the field are really prone to mistakes as well. That's honestly, this is just such an interesting category to race.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it is a mix of you're always on the edge of your seat because anything can happen at any time, whereas Tier 1, if someone's leading the race, I don't think we've really had somebody throw it away from the lead of the race in Tier 1, but we've certainly had that happen in Tier 2, and I think, rightfully, as you said, these are incredibly competent drivers. Actually, some of them ridiculously fast, faster than most of the field in Tier 2 even, or in Tier 1, sorry. Really fast drivers, really competent drivers, but they definitely struggle with consistency, and that makes it so much more entertaining. And nobody, we're not watching a demolition derby. We don't need to see cars crashing every corner. But when you have the ability to race and you crash, it's perfect. Yeah, absolutely agree. This is the most entertaining.
The only caveat I would say is that sometimes, and this goes for all tiers really, people get a bit too, I'd say, involved. They can get a bit heated, so after race discussions can be a bit unpleasant, but at the end of the day, like, it's so fun to race all of these guys. It's just a really, really great, especially Tier 2. Like, sometimes you just have to own up and say, yeah, I dropped the ball. But part of that is accepting that your other drivers maybe aren't going to be 100% all of the time, as Kublai is now onto the rear of
Alex, yeah.
Blaze. And I believe that Alex is probably going to come into the pits this lap. He's on 17 lap old mediums. He's probably going to want to make softs to the end.
Yeah, we'll see what he's able to do here. As you said, softs to the end would probably be the optimal strategy. You might even want to go one more lap just to be safe. Now that you've lost the position, you have a 12-second gap back. I don't know if I'd... Oh my God! And a 5-second penalty. And
my dear!
He just absolutely Kublai. For those of you who don't remember Season 3 China, absolute epic Fortnite gamer moment. That was... Good job to avoid it, though, by Alex. Horrible reflexes under braking. Amazing reflexes with the steering. So, credit... And he goes on to mediums.
Yabba dabba, holy fuck. That was... Wow! Oh my God! I thought Kublai just spun. No, he dropped it, lost about 2/10. If he keeps making mistakes like that, I think it is feasible that he could fight with Dami till the dying laps of the race. Maybe Dami could cheekily put him in a wall and get the win. And then as long as he's 5 seconds ahead of him, then who really cares? Because the next person down, especially if he DNFs Kublai, is 12 seconds behind, which is Sandro. I think seriously, if I'm not thinking penalties and I'm not thinking like good sportsmanship, taking the moderate penalty for putting Kubelay in a wall might be a smart decision. Just gonna drop that little nugget. You can do
Speaking
whatever
of
you
Germany
want
tier
with it.
2,
Race
yeah.
engineer.
Yeah, that I can't say I think that's the optimal way to do it. I would just pressure Kubelay and watch him fold like a lawn chair. But we will see what happens as he is within a second now. He does have 12% wear on his, 15% wear on his rear tires and 12% wing damage. So his car is not at the optimal optional opta rating, but neither is Dami. 15 laps on those hards with 10 more to go. I think he's really going to be struggling at the end. I think Sandro even might be able to catch Dami if those things just hit a cliff or if they puncture.
I think the way this race could be really spiced up, other race engineers, if you're listening, specifically Uwe, and it is Renault too, but if you put yourself into a wall and cause a safety car, that would be pandemonium. That would be amazing, because everyone darts into the softs and we have a sprint race till the end. It would be fantastic.
Yeah, that would be awesome to watch. And Kubelay looking really hesitant throwing the car in with that wing damage. I don't know how he's going to feel maneuvering the car whilst trying to overtake, but he looks like he takes the wall of champions very cleanly. It just looked like that second chicane he was struggling with, but I very well could be mistaken, as the Dami picked up DRS for some reason. I think the back marker that he got before the hairpin even, so got quite lucky there. And so now Dami's just got to try to get as much wear into Kubelay's tires, as much wing damage as he can, and I think he's really going to struggle here. I think Kubelay's got this if he doesn't make a mistake, but the ball is in Dami's court. The walls are everywhere. He just needs to put his car in the right spot and put Kubelay's in the wrong one. And my game just crashed.
True.
Did
Yeah, you lagged a bit.
Yeah, no, my game has crashed.
All right. Well, you relaunch it, and I will give a radio commentary. Looks like Kubelay is within 1/10 now, coming into the hairpin. Kubelay looks for the inside, moves back, tucks in right behind. No, he goes for the switchback on the inside. Doesn't get the traction, but I think he will get by on this next straight. Yeah, on this back DRS straight. Oh my God, that was a very close move. Dami couldn't choose which side he wanted to go in. Picks the inside. That is not the right move, as Kubelay gets by now. And Kubelay is into the lead, and I'm afraid he will be away into the distance. That is sort of the problem issue. That's the dilemma when you put in a driver who's shown that they're capable of winning, or not winning, but taking podiums in our highest tier. And you go, yeah, we'll put you in the second highest tier. Of course, he's obligations and everything. You can't make every race, but it does unfortunately, create this effect where, yeah, he's winning, but it's not as rewarding as if he had won in, against drivers of his own skill.
Right, and he'd never be able to do that. Sorry, I just had to. No, I agree, but it is a double-edged sword. Of course, here we want everybody to be able to race, and that's the main reason we're here, is to race. But strength of field and fairness is...
Honestly, the Dami has done a very impressive job over the last lap of remaining within a second of Kubelay. He does drop 2/10 just there on the exit of that hairpin. I think the age of these hards are really showing, specifically in heavy traction zones, which Canada has almost all of them.
Yeah.
But he's staying within a decent amount. They are equal on penalties, I think.
Oh
wow! I hope that's not wing damage for Dami.
I don't think it is. Oh right, yeah, right, yeah. No telemetry, no aesthetic major damage at least, but probably 12 or so %.
I think the way for Dami to win the dying 6 laps is if Kubelay gets careless and starts putting himself into positions where he can take track extension warnings and stuff. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna go quickly count how many he.
That being said, too, the Dami's done an excellent job. Sandro, losing time to him on 10-lap fresher hards. He is losing time to the Dami, so the Dami is in a pretty dominant second position. And Kubelay, yeah, I think Kublay's got this unless he makes a mistake. But we will see. We've
Well,
got
it looks like
Madman. Yeah.
Cubele has room for 2 more warnings.
Okay. And Madman fighting with Sin now. I'm not sure what the penalty situation is there, but we're just gonna act like it would be on track. BlazeAlex picks up another. Oh, he's down in 12th. What happened? He pitted again to soft tires. Interesting call. Anyways, we'll get back to Madman and Sin. Madman now with
What was
the
that?
DRS
What was
saving
that I
energy.
said earlier about race engineers?
Uh-huh. And we're just gonna ignore that as Madman for some reason wants to keep it at 100% energy. Maybe he wants to wait till the last lap there because he's not using his higher engine modes with DRS, and he was close just using mode 1, so he definitely would have been passed. Interesting energy management this race for Madman. I can't say I understand it, but there are things in this world that are not meant for me to understand, and Madman's energy management is one of those. Stewie, 3K pits after doing an 18-lap stint on the medium tires. We'll see what he goes on to. I'm thinking, oh, he has to serve a penalty, so we're not going to be watching that. Oh, away, 15 laps on his hard tires, up into the points. Sword, 12 laps on his D's Grill sets the fastest lap on his soft tires.
Madman took a look up the inside of Sin, but backed out right before the corner.
And I have a feeling Madman's going to be able to get him on the straight. Sin is just a sitting duck here, and D's also just pushing Sword through these corners as we go down the field a little bit here. Looking for the move. Has to lift off through this corner, though, because... Oh, Dees goes super late on the brakes and tries to hold it around the outside. Does he have the traction for it? No, not really. And that allows BlazeAlex to just shoot past both of them. Just absolutely finds the gap there created by Dees being impatient, and he gets the position.
In 2011, Kobayashi and Massa, as now Sword gets the spot on Dees into the wall. Oof.
Unfortunately, couldn't see that because the camera wanted to be out of his exhaust pipe, so that was interesting. Oh!
Wonderful.
Oh! Dees hits Sword there, just rear ends him, misses his braking point, and now Sword saving energy here. Kind of looks like he's wigwamming on the straights there. Is going to hold the inside now, and we will see if Dees is going to be able to get past him. See him coming through the mirrors, and Sword hopefully sends it. No, he doesn't. No entertainment for us tonight. Oh, and should have checked if. Okay, sorry. Two things. Sword has 6% wing
Oh my
damage.
God!
What?
Oh, sorry, I was keeping an eye on Sin and Madman. Sin moves across under braking and closes the door completely on Madman. Madman has to back up entirely out of his turn to avoid a collision with Sin. That was a straight move across, like Sahil-esque there. And as they do remain close, Madman doesn't get enough traction to actually challenge Sin out of the hairpin.
I think he's gonna get him though if Sin doesn't move back across the track again. Nope.
No, he backs out
early.
entirely. That was a really early break. He definitely wanted to let Sin go. I think he's just mentally telling Sin, like, I can get you anytime I want. Let me by. But it doesn't matter because Madman has 6 seconds of penalties and Sin has 3.
So why would Madman not be getting past right now and trying to build the gap? I don't understand. Maybe he just wants to keep 4th position. Again, Dami only falling back 3.3 seconds, 21 laps on those tires. And he has only lost 0.3 to Sandro in the last 4 laps. Sandro's 11 laps younger tires. So Dami really coming out in force tonight. And Madman now going to be looking for the overtake again. Let's see if Sin holds his line this time. Hangs it around the outside. Madman really not wanting to challenge again. I don't know why he wouldn't want to. I would be getting very impatient, especially with a 3-second gap needing to be built, and it looks like he does have the pace for it. Certainly the energy for it. Almost rear ends him as Sin kind of breaks in the middle of the apex, but Madman just missed his braking almost completely there. Able to keep it on track as we go down the back straight now towards the wall of champions. DRS is wide open for Madman. He's going to try to go to the inside. We'll see if Sin covers it. No, Sin is going to hang it around the outside here, and I think Madman's going to be fully through and clear. Sin doesn't try to fight it, but he's going to try to fight it on the exit as Cubele picks up another 3-second penalty, but I believe the Dami already has 6 anyways. Madman now with DRS again on the exit of the wall of champions down the pit straight, going to be clearly up into 4th position. As far as penalties are concerned, though, he's not going to have the position unless he can build a 3-second gap, and he's only got 2 laps to do so.
Crucially, though, Sin has 20% wing damage, so he's not going to be able to keep up pace now that Madman is by. And especially with his back marker. Actually, they don't choose to use the back marker. It would have wasted too much time. But that was, I think Sin will pick up
going for a
DRS.
dive there on the ghosted car. Robot not getting out of the way, so not a good job from him under blue flags.
Yeah, and Sin gets DRS from the back marker. That'll surely help him at least recover a bit of energy.
He's almost at a second, but he's almost at a second now, so he's not going to be in DRS by the hairpin if he doesn't. Oh nope, he did gain quite a bit of time. You were right. So Good call from him to go for that dive on the back marker to make sure he was within the 1 second. And now, oh, clips the wall there.
Scrapes the wall, doesn't pick up damage though.
Yeah, that's good. And now DRS open. He's going to be trying to, as Sandro has lost time to the Dami, so the Dami, an absolute dominant performance. I already used that once, I'm going to use it again, it warranted it. And Madman goes onto the grass there on the exit of the Wall of Champions. Sin opens up the DRS, but I don't think he's going to be able to do anything because Madman's going to probably just be way too far. Yeah, way too far. And as you said,
Hey,
Sin
Chipsy,
really
just
struggling.
tell Sin to stay within 3 seconds.
That's not as entertaining. As Madman goes off onto the grass again. And Sin not able to capitalize. Obviously, this is not a great overtaking spot. Tact. And so Sin is following closely, but probably not
I
going to be
think
able
you
to
meant
get a move
button.
done. Hamilton. Or, wait, who was it? Was it, no, it wasn't Hamilton. I don't know. Anyways, Sin, 6/10 back now. Lost just a little bit of time with that wing damage and dirty air. He's going to be really struggling through these chicanes, I would have
Hey,
to imagine.
Chipsy, tell Sin to dive.
And we
Because
really
now
don't
it looks
have...
like sorry, to ignore completely those guys for a second, it looks like in the fight for points position, actually P9 is going very steadily with D's within a second of Stewie, who's within 2/10 of Uwe.
Yeah. Stewie going to be looking for that move, and of course D's, as you mentioned, but Stewie, 4-lap old medium, or softs, I don't know what he was doing there. That was interesting. An interesting strategy. I guess he wasn't confident with it. Goes down the inside there of OOA. OOA has to cut the corner because Stewie doesn't leave any apex room. Thinking he probably just got fully past Robot Devil. Down a lap. Picks up another 3-second penalty. As Deez sends it down the inside now that OOA saw him lock up there. Goes wide. Deez with the soft tire should be getting better traction. OOA cuts back across the track here, so he cannot move again. And Deez is going to be... Oh, he's going to get squeezed in the wall here, it looks like. Nope. OOA leaving plenty of space. But actually keeping pace, too, because he's got the DRS. They both have the DRS, but he allows... Oh, that's going to be a penalty. Deez Grills picks up the penalty there. I was thinking that would... Yeah, excellent job, Codemasters. You have created a masterpiece of a game. Sin falling back 8/10 here. Yeah, looks like he's pretty securely got that position based on the penalties here. As Kublai comes through the Wall of Champions for the final time, he's going to cross the line and for the first time ever be a winner in ARC in Tier 2. Congratulations to him. Oh! The Tommy lost it a bit earlier before the line than you would normally do, but Sandro going to come home to round out the podium.
Maybe that was
in
a puncture.
P3. Possibly. Hats off
Definitely.
to him. I really want to know
Yeah,
what his tire wear
absolutely.
was, though, but 25 laps on the hard tires around Canada is no small feat. Well done to him. Madman going to have fifth position. Sin will take 4th position based off the penalties, or Sin very well might pick up a penalty for some of those moves.
Now, if we follow along now with Bacon Juice, praise be, I think there's actually a possibility he could go for a late move on Rad. He's been fairly close for the past couple of laps. It's the final lap. Bacon Juice, not known to be an aggressive driver, but that's exactly what you want to be. Known as a passive driver, and then just send a complete surprise dive so they're not ready for it. Fortunately, his auto ERS has failed him because he's completely out, and Rad does look like he's going to pull away significantly.
You're in 14th. You got a good gap behind you. Just cut the chicane. Just do it. Do it to it. Yeah.
Oh my god,
Wow.
he actually recovered so much time on
Yeah,
Rad
that was
there.
excellent. Well done, Bacon. And they're going to be the last two to cross the line. That's going to be the race over. Kublai is our winner of his first race in ARC, Tier 2. Congratulations to him. Congratulations to the Dami first race, I believe. And that's first podium. And Sandro picking up another good podium. So, well done to everybody. Sin finds himself just one position off the podium. Probably not where he was expecting after a win last race, but still, nonetheless, a good performance from him pace-wise. And so, an interesting race we had on our hands. I would have loved the safety car, but can't get everything you want.
Absolutely. We did have 2 baby safety cars. And speaking of babies, it is Father's Day. So shout out to all the dads. Dads, when mom won't give you any more money.
Interesting. So,
Well, oh my god,
yeah, the
everyone has penalties.
Literally everybody has penalties.
Well, Fife doesn't have any, but he DNF, so it doesn't matter. Let's check the incidents on stream.
Yep,
please.
that's what I'm doing. That is a lot.
Yeah, the overlay is going to hide some of them, but that's fine.
You'll catch them technically when they go up a bit more. Oh yeah, at the
Yeah.
end we've got here Zeke with a 3-second, Salas with a warning, Salas with a 3-second, D's with 2 warnings, away with a warning and a 5-second penalty for an unserved. Yeah, great race. Now let's go over to the new and improved interview room and get our race winner in here. If you wouldn't
Absolutely.
mind doing that for me, moving him in here.
Right. And our race winner is.
Kublai.
I knew that. Sorry, his name is actually Mike. Michael.
So welcome to the
Roach.
ARC casting or interview casting couch. Kublai, welcome.
Hello, Kublai.
Hello, thank you.
So congratulations on your first win in ARC. Pretty dominant victory. Were you worried about Dami actually challenging you for that, or did you see that his tires were quite a bit older than yours?
I saw that he had hard tires on, and when I came out behind him, I saw the gap, and I wasn't too worried. I figured I was going to overtake him. My biggest concern was, the penalty gap. I was afraid of racking up penalties, especially in turns 3 and 4 in the Wall of Champions.
Yeah, we saw you pick up wing damage, unfortunately, just after you exited the pits there for your final stint. I assume you were worried about that as well.
It wasn't too bad of a wing damage. It was like, light green.
Yeah, it was
Wasn't too
12%, so yeah, not bad. Yeah, but other than that, unfortunately for me, my game had Sandro lagged out, so he just basically was not on the track, so I didn't get to see her overtake on stream, but did a good job getting past Sandro, and then it was pretty clean running to the end for you.
Yeah, I mean, for what? You mean the first overtake on Sandro?
Yeah. It was
Oh,
the
man.
first 4 or 5 laps.
Yeah, I think I think I overtook him twice. The good one I think was until turn 1 or turn 2 or somewhere around there, first sector.
Yeah,
I thought
gotcha.
that was really good to overtake, but
Yeah, well, great race from you, very dominant, and congrats on your first win.
yep, thank you.
All right,
Absolutely.
let's get our next.
Too
next
bad it was
guest
in tier
here.
2.
Let's get Madman in here. I need to have an honest conversation with this man because this is.
Bad man.
Oh.
What? Hello,
the time
Madman.
penalty, and I was like,
Madman,
I'm just gonna try.
Madman.
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 Welcome to the stream.
Welcome to the casting couch, my friend.
Oh well, how's it going, guys? How's it going?
No. You're not talking until I'm done talking. What the hell was that energy management, good sir?
Well, I was just telling Sin because I was holding on to his DRS there for what 11 laps or
Yeah,
12, 13 laps, and
But you had 3
I didn't
seconds
wanna
more
pass him.
penalties.
Well, so we both had 3 seconds of time penalties up until maybe like the last 2 or 3 laps, and then right up until there, then I had the 6-second time penalties altogether, and I just tried gunning it past him, and then he was in the DRS, so it didn't end up working out the way I thought it was, but that was definitely a good little fight for those 12 laps or so.
Yeah.
And speaking of good little fights,
yeah.
can we talk about your teammate for a second and how team communication happened there? Because I feel like you guys were sending each other carrier pigeons. Because it did not look like rapid communication.
Yeah, well, that's because that's funny because we were both in the general chat, and I think we both kind of thought we were gonna pass each other, and then I was like, no, okay, this is a bad spot, and then he tried to give in, just kind of, yeah, not really the best there, but it seemed to work out at some point.
Did it? Yeah, no, I mean, you guys, it was just like really, you were getting pressured from Sin, so we were thinking that you were gonna overtake D's, and maybe D's would even help you by holding up Sin, but it looked like you were guys, kind of fighting for that position, rather than maybe, I mean, you had 100% energy, he was at like 25, so we were thinking maybe you'd switch and let him get the DRS and charge his energy, work as a team, but yeah, there was definitely some interesting dynamic there.
Yeah, typically with the 50% races, it gets about, maybe 10 laps in, and then I just kind of get into a zone and then just kind of race. So I was paying attention, but I didn't even notice until maybe like 2 or 3 laps of doing that I had 100% DRS, and I was like, oh man, okay, time to use a little bit of it. And with Sin there, yeah, that was definitely a good race back and forth with me and him.
Well, there was a moment I think that at least I saw. I believe the camera might have been down for the for that coming into the fast left right just before the hairpin, like that little turn complex, it looked like Sin may have moved over a bit on you coming into the braking zone. You have to take a bit of avoiding action. Is that accurate summation of what happened?
You know, I'd have to look back, but it didn't seem like, there was nothing that, I didn't think it was anything unfair or anything like that. But, maybe I'll have to look back and, maybe take a look. But, it seemed all good on my end, at least.
All right. And how many people did you murder with your front wing exactly? Because we know it was fairly common for both of the Ferraris to just be giving little love taps to people coming into the hairpin.
Yeah, I mean, I've been noticing I brake a little late, and I was thinking I should brake earlier, but I just kept braking late, and hey, people
Got
kind
you
of
a
have to move
fifth
a little
position.
bit, but yeah. Oh, what, the last with the battle with Sin there at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was well, cause we were fighting with we both had the 3 seconds, and
Yeah.
once I saw that I had the 6, I got another 3 second time penalty. I was like, okay, let me see if I can get the 3 seconds on him, but tried to do a little nudge maybe, but yeah, then he was just in my DRS and just ended up catching me the whole time.
All right. Well, it was apart from the miscommunication, I think it was fairly decent racecraft. There was a couple of times where you kicked some dirt onto the track, but that was probably just dirty air and some pressure following cars not wanting to, rear end them.
Yeah, I try to keep it clean for the most part, but there's definitely sometimes you want to nudge people out of the way, but as long as I keep it on the track, we're good.
Yeah,
All right,
well,
well-
thank you for your time, Madman. Great race, or, yeah. No, yeah, you
Yeah,
did
thanks,
drive a
guys.
very good race, and it was, I'm sure it was stressful to fight for that many laps, so yeah, congratulations.
Oh yeah, definitely a fun one. So thanks, guys.
All right, thank you, everybody. On behalf of Taquito and Twink Tucker, signing off from the ARC Tier 2. We will see you next Sunday. The next
And
upcoming
I
race
love
is-
daddies.
The next race will be the Tier 3 race tomorrow at 9 p.m. EST, and then Wednesday, 9 p.m. EST for the following Tier 1 race in Monaco, which unfortunately that handsome guy, Gore, can't take part in, which is a travesty of epic proportions. But